Hey there, Bryson here. Remember that last time you had to use the restroom at 3 a.m. but just couldn't manage to find your way through your house? Well, I do. And it wasn't a great time. Yeah, definitely wasn't a great time.
Oh man, what time is it? I think I need to use the restroom. Oh, I think I subbed my toe. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Uh, Too late.
We can all agree that the world would just be better off if we could all find our way through our houses in the dark. And I have the solution just for that, because in this video, I am going to be making a nightlight to help all of us navigate through the darkness when nature calls at 3 a.m. Let's get started.
So this is a schematic that I will be using, except that I'm going to be making a few changes. I want this to be 9 volts. I want to add a switch somewhere. Okay, pretend that's a switch. And then I also want a potentiometer somewhere. Also, I'm going to have 2 LEDs. Yeah, so this is basically the schematic that I'll be using. Now I need to find the parts, so first let me get my transistor. So I think it should be this one. Yeah. I got my 2 LEDs here. I also have my 15K resistors, which I'm going to put here, just so this potentiometer isn't by itself. And I also have 330 ohm resistor. I also have this potentiometer, which you actually adjust with a screwdriver. Kind of weird, but a potentiometer is a potentiometer. I have this absolutely massive switch that actually doesn't fit in my board, but we're going to have to figure that out later. Yeah, this is the board I'm going to build everything on, and as you can see, this switch thing doesn't actually fit into the holes. So I also have the 9-volt battery, not sponsored by Duracell or anything. To get the photoresistor, I was going to take apart this Ghost from Halloween because you see there's a photoresistor in there. And what this thing does is that, like, oh my god, that's scary. Yeah, so basically the photoresistor detects like motion and then it plays that like pretty annoying sound. But I actually got photoresistors in the mail, so I'm just gonna use that instead. This ghost could stay alive until next Halloween. Now I just need to figure out where to put all these pieces on the board and then solder them. Alright, so this is what my design is looking like so far. So I have this switch. Positive is going to be here, and then it's going to go through this resistor to this LED. Also going to go to this LED, and it's going to go to the transistor. And the other path is also going to go through this photoresistor and this potentiometer and resistor. With my design in mind, it's time to start soldering. Alright, this is me in voiceover mode as I attempt to solder the circuit to the breadboard. Right now I am heating up the soldering iron and also tinning it. Now I am working on soldering the switch. Looking back, I should have probably started with the resistors because they are the shortest. But I started with the switch because I thought it would be the hardest to solder. Now that I'm done soldering the switch, it is time to solder the potentiometer. Again, probably not the wisest decision. If you want to create this for yourself, you probably shouldn't follow everything I do in this video. I see I'm finally working on the resistors. No problems there, and now I'm clipping off the excess. Now I'm soldering LED 1, making sure the polarity is correct. And now I'm soldering LED 2, also making sure the polarity is correct. I'm currently doing the other resistor, and now the transistor. Right now, you can see me forget where the boundaries of my frame are as I adjust the legs of the photoresistor, but eventually I bring it back and solder the photoresistor. Finally, the battery snap. You can probably see me struggle because the wires won't stay in place since they are springy and short. Okay, so now I have all the main components soldered in. I think the hardest part was probably the switch because pins don't go to the other side, and this battery snap because the legs are also really short. Now I need to solder all the connections because you see that these aren't very connected. They're all separate. So that's what I need to do next. Back in voiceover mode, and let me tell you, this part was torturous.
It was really hard connecting solder across the board because the soldering mask, wait for it, actually masked solder. It took many attempts to bridge the solder. Using the wires were much easier, but also much more work because I had to cut the wire, strip the wire, and then solder the ends. I definitely burned a bit of wire in this process.
Alright, so I just realized that I think I forgot to record the time lapse and some parts in the middle. But this is what it looks like afterwards. In my opinion, it was a very bad soldering job. It was going pretty well when I was doing all these main components, but when I was trying to do all these connections, it was really hard to bridge them. And sometimes the solder even came to this side, like that big bubble there, and then also that. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Like, I tried using just solder, but I ended up using like a little bit of wire. It looks very messy because it's like the first time I'm using only holes to solder. I usually solder with already pre-made PCBs, so it's kind of new territory. Let's see if it works. Alright, I got the battery here, and looking at the battery snap, I realized there was a switch already built in here. But it's kind of weird because if I were to go like that, the switch would actually be covered, so I guess not using it is not that bad. Alright, okay, so the battery's in now. And let's see. Okay, so I don't know why it turned on. I think it should be dark. But let's see. Let me adjust this. I don't think my potentiometer is doing anything. Yeah, I might have connected something wrong. Okay, so I figured out that actually my nightlight does work. It's just really sensitive. So right now, it's kind of off. But then when I cover this photo resistor, it turns on. So I call that a success. And it actually kind of looks like you have the force. It's off, but then, oh wow, look at that. I think that's pretty cool. And you may be wondering why I have the particular orientation like this. And that is because I want to create a case for my nightlight. But that'll probably have to wait for the next video. But I could probably do a demonstration of this right now. What time is it? Oh, I think I need to use the restroom right now. Oh wait, but good thing I have my nightlight, so I could find the light switch. And this is the nightlight when there is light. And as you can see, this is on, and this is also on. And you see, when it gets dark, it turns on. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But it's extremely sensitive, so if I turn this light off, it actually turns on, even though I have a light over there, which may just be not strong enough. Another fun fact about my nightlight is that I have a really misplaced resistor right there. When I was trying to find the reason why the lights were always on, I tried switching out the resistor, and this is what resulted. Anyway, so that concludes this nightlight video. Hopefully you enjoy, and see you in the next one. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, and also subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Please comment down below what you want me to make next, and I'll see if I can make it. See you later!